All right, guys, we're ready to rock and roll tonight. We got Ravello Smallwood and her apprentice Lois, which is her mom, and her band of a treasure hunter, 2 archers, and a bunch of thugs and thieves. And we've got our summoner, Daenerys Targaryen, rolling in here with just thugs and thieves, saving every penny for the big buys, hopefully later in the black market. We'll see how it goes. Tonight's game is the library. And as you can see, there are only 4 ways on and off on the corners. You can get on or off over there, over there, over there, or over here. Everything out in the field is hard cover, blocks line of sight. The central treasure token is on rough ground. This represents all of the books that have fallen over. This is all rough ground here in this patch here. The central token can be picked up, but you have to pass it with a fight of 14, I believe. I'll double check the rule book before we get started. And so make it really tough to get this thing off here today, and we will see how this thing goes. Well, nice job, Daenerys the Summoner, because you rolled for before game spells. Our Sigilist had none. The Summoner had 1. Ray Zombie rolled a 1 both times on the dice. Great job. Great omen to start this game. All right, so initiative. The Summoner is going to go. We both rolled the dice together. Summoner rolled a 2, and the Sigilist rolled a 12. So nice job, Summoner. You rolled 1, a 1, and a 2 on 3 consecutive rolls. Not a good sign. Yeah, Ravello didn't have any spells to cast that would help her in this first turn, so she just double moved it up here with her band. 2 archers over here ready to pop up here next turn. Over here, we've got our Daenerys making her moves over here. You guys know she failed her raise zombie already, twice this game already. But Mary, her apprentice, did bail her out by raising 1. And everybody's kind of log jammed up in these narrow corridors. And we've got a thief and a couple thugs over there heading for that treasure token there. So it looks like they're going to go for these 2. And if the archers get up over there, it's going to be awfully tough for her to get this. But we'll see how it goes. Well, Ravello did a great job. She moved up here, got here, stopped, cast telekinesis on this treasure token, which is about 6 inches over here, moved it over to there. And so she's ready. The treasure hunter moves up to here, stopped right before that rough ground. Got a couple thugs moving in up over this way. And then we'll go over to the summoner's turn. Very, very crafty indeed. So our summoner group activated with these guys up to about here. Then she casts leap on that thug, or thief, I'm sorry, to jump him and land him right there on the rough ground. He can't take any further actions, and that was it. But hopefully he can pick that up next round. And that was very nice for her. So Lois, the apprentice, was going to try to cast push on that guy over there and just knock him out of there. But she failed, took a point of damage. Thief over here picked up, because he group activated with her. He just picked up the treasure. And we got a wild dog over here that popped up over this side. And that's pretty much it for this. Over to the summoner. All right, so Mary did a move here, the apprentice. And these guys group activated with her, the zombie and the... he's probably a little further back. He only moves 4 inches. And she's going to try to cast leap on him and try to drop him right out there to cause some mayhem. Let's see if she gets it. So raise zombie for her, I think, is going to be... Go check the old sheet here. Raise zombie is going to be... Aha! It's a 12. So 14 for her. Ready? Here she goes. She gets the old 14. Oh my gosh, natural 20. Ooh, something big happens. I have the advanced spellcraft book. I'm going to go check that right now and see what happens. So Miri rolled the natural 20. Over here in the new book, it does have a statement for criticals on the spell of leap. And what it says is, critical success, the target may immediately take 1 action after the leap is completed. Then takes no other actions turn. Wow, that's huge. All right, so let's go take care of that right now. Okay, here is how I'm going to interpret this critical from the new rule book. Remember, the zombie took a move action earlier before, with a group activation with Mary, before she cast leap on him. So it says it was a critical success, so he got an extra action, it said. He'll do another move action, but he's in rough ground, and he's already moved this turn. So what I interpret this as, he moves normally at 4. That was his first move earlier. This would be his second move this turn. And that's a 2 in rough ground, 1 inch, just touching the treasure token. That's how I kind of interpret that. If I'm wrong, Joe McCullough, please correct me. Let's go through it. So soldier phase over here. Archers got up here. A couple of move actions to put in position. We picked up some treasure over here. Got an ice toad over there showing up. Over here, you guys all know about this situation here. Moving over. We got their guy came in there. He has not picked up yet. He's just touching it for next time. A couple thugs guard him outside there. And that's where we stand here at the end of turn 2. So we're at turn 3 now. Ravella won initiative again. Hard choice to make here. Boy, I'm thinking she can either push this zombie out or fry him. Because it might be best to let this guy pick it up and then try to transpose later. That might be her plan. I'll tell you what. She will try to, if she pushes him where she is, though, he'd only go straight back this way. Like, he'd probably stop like right there. If we move her this way a little bit, we might be getting him further. Let's do that. Let's move her first, just to here. And then she'll go ahead and push him. So he goes like behind these guys, hopefully. Let's push him back that way. All right, Ravella, you need an 8 for this. She just gets it with a 9, so that zombie's gonna be pushed. So here's the deal, folks. That zombie's got an armor of 12. She rolled a 9. That is not enough to push him. The push is the damage you would have caused in inches, is how far you push him. Well, that means he wouldn't move. So she had to empower it to an 18 by taking 9. Got 9 on the casting roll. Yeah, she took 9 damage of health to do that, pushing him a total of 6 inches. He's right back there now. I don't know if that's the best move or not, but it took her down to, I think, 6 health. We will see how it shakes out. Well, Daenerys has some options here, but I think the best one to do is, hey, if you're going to push our zombie out, we'll leap him right back in there. So I think that's what she's going to try to do, is go cast Leap. I think she needs a 8 for that. She does. Where's her dice at? She always uses the black one. Oh, a 13. She gets it. So we will be leaping that zombie right back in there. Well, here's a big swing. So we know that she group activated with her soldiers that were up here. She leapt him in there. He lost all his action for the round, the rest of the turn. However, this guy moved in. He picked this treasure token up. And look what happened. Another wild dog on their side. That's going to be bad for them. So it kind of worked out pretty well for them. And that's it for her turn. Back over to the apprentice over there. Well, guys, there's probably no point in, pushing these guys off only so they leap them back in again. So the apprentice decided the smart thing. Let's go ahead and cast Heal, which she was a little short on that with her roll. She had to empower it, take some damage, but it was worth it to give her the 5 that she needed to get back up to 11 health. So that was that. Okay, time for some, hopefully a little strategy here. So Miri the apprentice is right there, the robust girl there. She's not going to try to leap anybody over. She was going to leap him at first back 5 inches, but that can wait. You know what she's going to do? She's going to activate with this guy. They're both going to move, and she'll leap him even further over across the board. So let's go resolve that right now and see if she gets it. So leap for her is going to be a 10. Does she even get it? Yep, a 19. She's on fire. So let's go take care of that right now. So that was really hardcore what she did. I mean, she managed to get this guy all the way over to here. He can go for that apprentice next turn. He's done activating for this turn though. And yeah, that's it. So we'll go back to you guys over there. Have your soldiers to do. We'll take care of. She has these soldiers over there to do, and then we'll finish the round. We got another 20 on the dice. That came from the archer over there who was going to be firing at that wild dog over there. And he did one-shot him. Unfortunately, he was the second archer that took a shot at him. The first guy only did like a few points of damage. He took him out, but this guy is gone. Over to soldiers over here, which I don't think you have anybody left. Oh, just those guys over there. So end of turn 3, monsters just went. He ran to move up here. He's got line of sight to that guy. We had the other dog, which was over there, did a random move. He's not in line of sight yet. He picked up, but no other monsters came, thank God. This still has not been picked up. We're not sure who's going to get it, if anybody can, because you can't pick up a treasure with a guy with an inch. We're counting that as an inch. So we will go on to turn 4. So Sigillist, Ravella, she did win initiative again. And I'm thinking the only thing she can try to do, maybe, and it's going to be a little cheeky to see if it goes off, but winning initiative definitely helped. I think it's best to try to zap this guy with an elemental bolt. Let's see if that goes off. Yeah, elemental bolt didn't work out so good, so she failed and took 2 damage. She wound up moving herself back over to here. This guy moved up and was able to get in base to base. He fought the zombie, killed it in one shot. And then this guy, he went over here, like tried to go that way and fight him, but he lost the fight. Neither one did any damage, but he won the fight. He pushed him off. That's where we stand after Ravella's turn. So Daenerys, she casts Leap on one of the dudes over here. No, I'm sorry, over here. And he went all the way over to here, right next to these guys. Ravella decided to kind of boogie out of there because she failed that elemental bolt spell earlier. And that's it for her wizard phase. Moving on to the apprentice phase. So yeah, so Lois, she moved back. She failed her push roll earlier. And yeah, that's it. All right, so Miri came through again. She cast Leap on one of the dudes over there, putting him all the way over there. And yeah, that's where she ends. Okay, so all the phases are complete. We are done now. He came over to lock him up, and then he tried to pick it up. He failed. This guy over here came down, tried to fight with Derek, thug on thug love. No damage to each other, but he did win the fight, pushed him back an inch. Yeah, the ice toad began moving up. He's almost there. This guy is an idiot. He kept bouncing in the wall over here, so he's stuck over there. And they've got their thieves almost off the board over there. And they've got their thieves almost off the board over here. And both archers whiffed trying to take out some of these guys over here. So that is where we're going to end it. And I think that Ravella is probably going to try to get out of dodge what she's got and leave this thing. I don't know if someone wants to fight for it next round or not. We'll see. I call it rounds, and in the book it's called turns. But, you know, each round has all the phases. That's just what I use, So we're at turn 5 now. Wizard phase, Ravella, there she is. She won initiative again. And she tried to elemental bolt this guy right there. She cast it, a 16, got a 17, which is great. She did the shooting attack with it, but she only rolled a 3. Even with the +7, it's only a 10, and he beat it anyways. So nothing happens to him, and that was kind of a wasted elemental bolt. So Daenerys gets her wizard phase, and she's going to try to cast Wall. Now, she failed it by like 8. So she cut herself and powered it to 8, taking 8 damage, take her down to 2 health, but she got Wall off, and there it is, cutting these guys off. That is placed correctly this time, within 10 inches of the spellcaster. So, yeah, wow, that's huge. One guy over here against 3. I think she's got like those odds. So there's Lois, the apprentice for Ravella. She cast Push on... How about this guy right here is nearby. And she got a 19 on the roll, plus 10 shooting attack is a 29. His armor is a 10. So he would have moved 19 inches, but he'll stop at that wall right over there. So Miri the apprentice goes, and she tried to cast Ray Zombie, and she failed it, took a point of damage. And Daenerys is not doing so good over here. I mean, she's down to like, I think, 2 health. But they have things pretty well in hand over here. They got enough bodies to deal with this, so they should be okay. So now we're in the soldier phase, and Ravella gets to go first. Her 2 archers were looking across the field here at Daenerys way over here. She's in range, but she's going to have heavy cover, plus another +1 because of the intervening terrain feature, which is the wall that was erected earlier that she put up. That's a +5 to her, and her fight's a 2. It's a +7. And they've got a +2 to their shooting attack. It's probably not the best use of arrows, but tempting because she only has, I think, 1 or 2 health left. But they have pressing needs here. They have a bunch of guys bearing down on their wizard and maybe even their apprentice. So, and Ravella's down low on health too, so they've got to deal with these guys here first. They'll do that. Oh, by the way, our 2 thieves walked off with it earlier. So the Sigilist Ravella has the worst archers ever. These 2 guys absolutely missed their target over there, both whiffed, and he's still sitting there. So it's up to these guys on the ground to deal with what's over here. So with some fancy maneuvering here, all 3 of our treasure hunter and the 2 thugs are able to engage all 3 enemy thugs. No fighting took place because they just simply locked up with them. But it'll force the enemy thugs to fight them on their soldier phase, and regardless of the outcome, they won't be able to get to the spellcaster or the apprentice in this soldier phase. So soldier phase for the summoner. In this pile of books, this rough ground here, earlier this guy from Ravella, he did take out one of the thugs over here. So Thief had to move off of here to lock up with him so he can move over and try to pick up, but he failed. So, and the Ice Toad is bearing down on these guys. We'll see what happens. And they got one guy about to get off the board, and they got the other guy to get off the board. So that's how we're going to end it. Let's go to the creature phase. So the Ice Toad is moving in. He only moves 4 inches, though. So with the rough ground, he's only to there with 2 moves. And over here, this dog is still in the same spot. He ran and moved back over to here. Then he took another move action and ran and moved back to where he originally was, but he still doesn't have line of sight yet, so he's just sitting there. And that is how turn 5 will end on the turn 6. Yeah, so we're starting turn 6 Wizard Phase or Initiative. Ravella won, the Sigilist won again. So she's just gonna get out of dodge. I mean, she did 2 move actions, just moving her right to there. And we'll go over to the Targaryen side. Okay, so Daenerys had a choice to make. She's already down to 2 health. She only has 1 action coming to her, so because she's wounded. She decided to try to cast healing herself, and she missed and cost herself another point of health, down to 1 health now. And only had 1 action, so she's stuck where she is, can't move, and that's it. So the apprentice who was over here originally. She tried to get she had line of sight to our treasure hunter, tried to heal him. He's down to 3 wounds. But unfortunately, it failed. She took a point of damage. She decided to move her move action from here, 6 inches to here to the board edge, almost ready to get off. So Miri the Apprentice tried to cast Raise Zombie, failed it, took a point of damage, and that was it for her. So Soldier Phase, these archers, it took 2 of them to take down that thug, which did allow these 2 guys to lock up over here. They had no fighting because they had a move, then another move to lock up with them, tie them up so the treasure hunter could sneak around. With this 1 move he has, he's wounded. He winds up over there. Over here, the thief did beat that thug, putting 3 points of damage on him and pushing him back. When, of course, he attacked him first. He hasn't activated for his Soldier Phase yet. And then we'll go on to the Soldier Phase over here. So we're in the Soldier Phase for our summoner over there, Daenerys. I'll tell you, her initiative rolls stink. She loses every time, but her thugs are really productive. I mean, this one over here beat a Grey Worm, beat Bed Derek, another thug, pushed him back. He's got 2 health left. This one over here scored a natural 20 and 1 shot of this thug over here. So we'll go over here into the pit and see how this resolves over here. Well, the thug tried first to pick it up, but didn't get it. The thief had to kind of scoot over here and take a shot at getting it. He did pick it up. So we'll have to roll and see if we get any more monsters showing up. Well, 2 ghouls just showed up over here, not that far away from the pit. So not good. So we are at the end of all the phases. Our wild dog is almost on top of him. The ghouls have moved over this way. And Daenerys has got to make a decision, man. Do you want to stay and you picked it up already? She's going to stay, I think, and try to leap that guy out of there. Maybe. We'll see. So if she leaps him, that gets him out of that mud, or out of the books, I should say. And this guy could deal with the ice toad. We'll say finally, Daenerys, our summoner, finally wins initiative. Does 1 move action. She only has 1 action. She's wounded. She's going to wind up there. And on their side of the board, Ravella did the same thing. She just took a move action, get off the board, onto the apprentice phase. So the summoner's apprentice came through. She was able to cast Leap on him and get him 5 inches from here to there. That's huge. And over here, Lois the apprentice is over in that corner, deciding whether she's going to leave. She's going to try to cast Heal on the treasure hunter before she leaves the board. Yes, Lois did get it. She was able to heal this guy up 5. That's significant because in the soldier phase, he'll now get 2 actions, which is important. So she couldn't get off the board. She's just stuck right there. So the summoner's team motto is do it for Daenerys. And that's exactly what he did. He was here. He moved over here to make sure to draw this thing away from the treasure hunter. I'm sorry, the thief that was carrying the treasure. And of course, he still gets 2 actions, but he can't get over there on all this rough ground. And yeah, well, sometimes having initiative is good in the soldier phase because he was able to go in. He fought, but he pushed him off, did 2 damage, 2 thugs. This thug was able to sneak around though. He just had enough room to do it. So he couldn't force the combat. He was able to lock up with the treasure hunter. And then that goes over here. And it's time for the soldiers up here to activate. So as usual, our archers both missed Grey Worm over there. Both whiffed over here. There was a fight between the treasure hunter and him. The treasure hunter lost. He elected to put 2 damage on him. He elected to stay locked up. And over here, we already talked about this. And then we get to the creatures. I guess he'll be going for... I'll have to measure this out, but I think he's closer to this guy. And those guys now have line of sight to him. They'll probably start moving this way. This is why I love this game. So the wild dog was able to get there. He used 2 moves. Oh, he used 2 moves. It's a shame. We can't resolve this combat then. He just locks up with him. I forgot. He'll lock up with him over here. The toad just ran out of movement. He's like literally like a quarter inch off this guy. And that's how the creature phase will end. The ghouls are going to move up. So Ravella, the Sigilist, won initiative again, but didn't have a wizard on the table because she's off the board. So that left her to go. She made a move action over there, no casting, onto the apprentice. So in the apprentice phase, Lois, who was originally over here, she cast push and got this guy back only 2 inches off of him. And then she shimmied over here. So he should be able, when he activates having initiative first in soldier phase, he'll be able to start moving away from that guy. Well, some good tactical work here by the apprentice for the summoner. She cast leap on our thug, who remember was just over there. He's jumped over here now. And she had to empower it by 4 to pull it off. She didn't roll so well on it. Took the 4 damage. It was worth doing. So we got a meat shield here in case things go bad over here and these guys pouring down. So we'll see what happens. All right, Sigilist soldier phase over here. Both these guys whiffed as usual. He just kind of moved it here to kind of block these guys off, tie them up a little bit. And of course, he moved over here. Over there, our other thug lost his fight with the wild dog and got his head knocked off. And over to the apprentice, or over to the summoner. So not much for the soldier phase for the Targaryen side. The thief was able to move what? He's moved 7. He's halved of that because of the treasure token. 3.5 first move. So he gets to about there. And then this guy just moved himself into position here to intercept that wild dog. And anybody else is coming, here's a meat shield. And that's it. Over there is kind of inconsequential at this point. The apprentice over there is going to walk off next round anyways. So we have to resolve the animals here and the monsters. This is probably game right here. The apprentice, which was over there originally, she cast mud, put it right here, 3 inches around. That's going to seal this off. These guys will never be able to get to this treasure hunter now, or this thief. And so she moved, her other action was to move over here. And that's probably going to be game. I'm going to measure this out to see. This all over there is inconsequential because those 2 are getting off the board easily. And these thugs and archers don't really matter. The archers are safe anyways. They can get off the board. We'll just resolve this real fast and see if these guys could get through this to get to him. So we'll skip right to the soldier phase and see how far this guy gets. The game is almost done. So we went to the next turn, and we've got the situation here. They're still tied up on the rough ground, but not for much longer. It's going to tie them up. They're not going to be able to get to her. But this dog certainly can. I believe with an 8-inch move he has, assuming she wasn't there, she's going to have to lock up with it. And if she doesn't and tries to run away, he'll get to him anyways. Let's go and resolve it and see what it looks like. Okay, so that is game. The apprentice was able to cast wall to block off this whole area from these guys. So they're done. They'll buy them enough time. And then with her second action, she can just move the 6 inches to about here. She's done. And he'll be able to move about his 5 inches this way. And that's it. I mean, it's going to block these guys from doing anything this round. Remember, this is checked at the end. So they're going to be okay. Yeah, that's game, folks. And she had to cut herself to pull wall off, by the way. She finished the game with 1. I'm sorry. She's still here because she had to empower that. And she's down to 1 health now. So she did not get to move. That's it. That's game. So experience point time. I got 220 for the summoners. And I got 180 for the sigilists over there. The sigilists did fail both out of game spells, as usual. And that's where we're going to sit. And they will go, the sigilists will probably empower right scroll again. And probably improve a stat. And over here, these guys are probably going to improve a casting number and improve a stat, I think, as well. Wow, the summoner had the haul of all hauls. Now, first of all, for total experience points, it was actually 300 because she had 80 saved from a previous game. And she did all these things. She spent 300 to improve casting or summoning demon down to a 10. Improved her health, marking that up 1 more. And she learned elemental hammer because she had that grimoire from the first game. As far as treasure goes, man, so 20 gold and a grimoire, which was a heal spell, which she already has. But thanks to advanced spellcraft, we can now add a flourish to heal. We got a free scroll of elemental hammer from getting the central treasure token, which she has just learned. So now she's guaranteed to pull that off whenever she wants to pull it off. She got a fate stone. and which this is really good. Holy moly. So the Fate Stone is once per game, the figure carrying it can re-roll any one casting roll, stat roll, combat roll, or shooting roll. She's going to carry that for a free reroll and a casting roll. That's absolutely awesome. And then also got 100 gold and a poison, a Grimoire for poison darts. So we're going to add this to her treasure. She's getting up there. She's carrying about 500 gold now, close to it. And that was our summoner. All right, so heading back to our Sigilist. She had 15 experience points banked from previous games, so she only had 100 to spend. She learned the wall. She had a Grimoire from the first game. Learned that. The 2 treasure tokens she got was 40, a magic item, which was Robes of Arrow Turning, and 40, and a magic weapon, which was Cloak of Night, which she already has. I guess she can give this one to the apprentice, and they'll both have them, which I guess is kind of thematic since that's her mom. And Robes of Arrow Turning, I'm not sure what she's doing with that yet, so we're going to see. And that's kind of how this ends. So, great game. Very awesome. We now have 2 wizards that know the wall spell, so I imagine we'll see a lot more of these walls coming up in future games.